Each and every one of us has an unlimited inner wellspring of spiritual power. You have the ability to transform, create, and heal anything upon which you set your heart and mind. Join me, Sarah Hall, as we learn how to uplift all aspects of your life through spiritual empowerment. Enjoy weekly guided meditations, spiritual discussions on a multitude of topics, and a chance to call in to receive channeled messages from the angels on your spiritual journey. I'm Sarah Hall, and this is Through the Eyes of the Angels.
Hello there, and thank you so much for joining me today for our annual episode of Through the Eyes of the Angels on Solstice Stories. I'm excited for this one. I think this might be becoming my favorite episode of the year. So today, I'm going to be sharing solstice tales from around the world so that we may journey through the concept of the birth of light. Light is an age-old metaphor for consciousness. It is expanding aliveness, fertility, and awareness. The dance between light and dark is really the dance of creation. Just as nature's life cycles grow according to the dance of the sun's light on the planet, we grow by way of the dance of our inner light. Or in other words, by way of our evolving awareness. Light is awareness. December 21st, which is the winter solstice, for those of us in the northern hemisphere, is the time of the longest night of the year and the darkest day. So it makes for the return of the light. After this day, the days grow longer, the light grows, and this represents hope. On this long, dark night, you can see the stars, if it's clear enough. Where even out there in space, I like to think that there's a sense of all things growing, expanding, and evolving by way, again, of the dance between light and dark. This year, the winter solstice is bringing us the Ursid's meteor shower. So this is the meteor shower that seems to be radiating from the direction of the constellation Ursa Minor in the sky, and it will be peaking over this weekend from December 21st through 23rd. I thought that was kind of amazing. We have a very special energy around our solstice this year. This meteor shower is visible in the northern hemisphere, but you'll likely be more so feeling it as opposed to seeing it in the sky, because we will also have a full moon this weekend. So wow, powerful energy. The energy associated with this meteor shower represents beautiful cosmic support. We are receiving very uplifting energy at this time, a guiding breakthrough from heaven. If you've been experiencing maybe high sensitivity or maybe inner challenges over this past month, know that this is actually likely because your soul has planned to release and purge what no longer serves you before we enter the energy of the new energetic cycle that is coming. And solstice marks the coming of that new energetic cycle. The full moon is contributing to this releasing energy, so it's really going to be climaxing. So now is a wonderful time for reflecting on the past year that we had, setting your new year intentions, and committing to something new. If you want to learn more about the energy of the coming full moon, of course, you can keep your eye on my YouTube channel over the weekend, where I will be posting my full moon reading as always. And no matter the changes that you may be feeling, remember that the universe is aligned to support you at this time and always, because you are one with it. You are a fountain of light in an ever-expanding tapestry of cosmic, universal light. The solstice, whether it is winter solstice or summer solstice, always gives me kind of a magical feeling. It feels very mystical. Perhaps that's because when you think that all the cultures all over the world celebrated these times as sacred for thousands upon thousands of years, you realize how deeply beautiful the human spirit really is. Ancient winter solstice festivals were usually the last big feasts before food may have become scarce during the harsh winter months. This magical day was celebrated from China to ancient Rome to the builders of Stonehenge to the ancient Mayans. Our modern holiday traditions, of course, including Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, the New Year's, they all have their roots in ancient winter solstice celebrations of light. And these traditions were born out of our myths and stories. These solstice stories demonstrate the relationship between our outer world, the tangible environment of physical reality, and our inner world, the realm of psyche and spirit. The interplay between the outer and inner world is the foundation of the human experience. And stories are our universal tools for unlocking meaning and understanding that connects our outer phenomena with our inner experiences. When the ancient Polynesians saw the sunbeams shining forth in the rays that would touch the ground, they described this as seeing the legs of the sun. And at a certain time of the year, as the days grew very short, the god Maui began to notice that the sun hurried across the sky, running on its legs so quickly that there was barely enough time for work to be done. The fishermen had just arrived to toss out their nets in the sea, and already the setting sun told them that it was time to return home. The plants didn't have enough time to ripen before the light was gone. So Maui announced that he would remind the sun of its duties. Here, at this moment, we have a hero, a figure with some human archetypal outlook who decides to intercede on behalf of expanding the presence of light. And almost all solstice stories will have this theme in common. There is often a task that is needed to be done, a journey or lesson that needs to be undertaken in order to achieve lasting light. And this is true within the human experience. When there is darkness or despair within your heart, and it covers so much of your consciousness that it is hard to find even one ray of hope, one thought that reflects peace, then it is often time for the inner hero to awaken, the inner healer to quest for peace. And through that quest, to find some reason to hold on to hope, some purpose that makes life meaningful, some truth that connects one to the greater truth of the divine. And there will always be helpers on this journey, because as long as there is life and humanity here on earth, there will be angels here to watch over us, and they will nudge the right people and support systems in your direction. Maui's mother sent him to receive the assistance of his grandmother, who was responsible for cooking the sun's breakfast. When Maui told grandmother of his plan, she laughed at Maui's daring to think he could trap the sun, but she gave him 16 ropes, one for each of the sun's legs, and a net, and showed him the tree that he must hide in. Enlisting the help of his reluctant brothers to take up the ropes to capture the sun, Maui, the trickster, withstood the burning sun's heat so that he could use his magic club to break 8 of the sun's 16 legs. So for half of the year, the sun moves swiftly across the sky and the days are short, for the sun is on its good legs. The other half of the year, the sun is slower as it moves across the sky because it is limping. And we have Maui, the trickster, to thank for that. In Japan, the sun goddess Amaterasu was one of 3 siblings, alongside the moon and the storm, Susanoo. So magnificent was Amaterasu, so beautiful and brilliant, that her father god, Izanagi, gave her a place in the heavens, allowing her to rule the sky. Amaterasu's brother, Susanoo, the storm, so dark and moody, was given dominion over the seas, but he was not happy with this, so he began to rage and howl without cease. And the sound was so terrible that the mountains began to shrink and the seas began to run dry to escape his lamenting. So their father, Izanagi, banished Susanoo, the storm. But Susanoo insisted that before he left, he must make a farewell to his sister, the sun. As her brother approached, shaking the sky with terrible blasts of thunder and rolling clouds and lightning, Amaterasu grew quite alarmed and took up her bow to defend herself against an enemy. Susanoo laughed at his sister and assured her that he had simply come to make a farewell. But her guest did not leave. He stayed on in the hospitality of her home, this uninvited guest, and the storm made terrible trouble by raining down from the skies and destroying rice fields, filling in irrigation ditches, and making life very, very difficult. Amaterasu was a very kind sister and made excuses for him, until one day when her brother flayed a horse and threw the body through the window into the chamber where the sun goddess and her ladies were weaving. And the bloody horse sent looms and shuttles flying and hurt some of Amaterasu's companions. Infuriated by his dishonorable behavior, Amaterasu took herself away to the cave of heaven and locked herself away so deep into the dark that her brother could never find her. And so the world was plunged into darkness. There was no longer a day or a night. It had simply become darkness without end. And so concerned were the gods that 800 of them gathered in the bed of the tranquil river of heaven to create a plan that might please Amaterasu enough to coax her from the cave. And there they came up with a plan. The birds of eternal night were gathered to sing their enduring song of hope, that it would draw the sun to the mouth of the cave in curiosity. So they sang and sang. And while they sang, rock and iron were harvested from holy rivers and mountains to create a mirror. A long string of 500 exquisite, beautiful jewels was created to adorn an evergreen tree. And this magnificent 500-branch sakaki tree was uprooted from the heavenly Mount Kagu in hopes that its beauty would please Amaterasu. The string of precious jewels was used to secure the middle branches of the tree so that the mirror was prominently displayed. And the lower branches were hung with beautiful white and blue streamers to coax her outward, to honor her. Finally, the goddess of mirth and laughter, Ama no Uzume, stepped to the mouth of the cave and started to dance for the absent goddess. She danced a foot-stomping, breast-bearing, skirt-lifting, lewd kind of dance so that it entertained the gathered gods to the extent that they started to laugh. And here we can see that joy, merrymaking, simple laughter, fun, beauty are being used to summon the light of the world just as these things summon our own heavenly light from our hearts. It was this merry laughter that drew the curiosity of the sun goddess. Amaterasu tiptoed towards the mouth of the cave, hearing the laughter echoing and echoing around her. And she grew curiouser and curiouser until she could stand it no more and just had to see what was so funny. So timidly she tiptoed forward and peeked out. Immediately, the gods rushed to shove the mirror up to the mouth of the cave. And because Amaterasu had never seen her own reflection in a mirror before, the sight drew her curiosity even more. Just as for us, self-knowledge draws us into the world, spurs on our relationship with all things that we experience. Self-knowledge draws us into the light. And once Amaterasu stepped out of the cave, a sacred rope of rice straw, or shimenawa, was stretched across the mouth of the cave to prevent her from retreating again. And the same is true in the healing of the human heart. Oftentimes when we retreat deep, deep into our shadows, we are drawn to examine the patterns of our egos or our fears or limitations. And often, when you lean or journey far enough into the shadow, you begin to approach the mouth of the cave, where light starts streaming in. Imagine getting on a very, very fast plane in the sky and driving deep into the night, going so far, flying so far into the direction of the setting sun and into the night that eventually you come to the dawn and meet the light anew. When we fall into our shadows, many of us learn things that cause us to become so strong that we walk through inner gateways that we will never pass through again. We'll never have to go there again. We place our own shimenawa, or sacred ropes of rice straw, over our own inner thresholds of darkness because we have outgrown the lesson. Because once you make your way out of darkness like this, you often may never have to fall in again so deeply because now you know the way. You have been transformed by the journey, and you are anchored to the light. Hope becomes a light that shines so brightly that you really can never lose sight of it. For even in the night, we cannot see the sun perhaps, but there is always going to be the North Star, some form of light glittering and drawing us forth, some form of love, hope, and knowledge that draws us onward on the human dance of this great spiritual evolution that we are collectively experiencing together. And I love that we attribute Jesus' birth to the time of the winter solstice for that reason, because the Christ represents hope for the collective soul of humanity, because it is a force powerful enough to transcend all of our darkness, all of our division. Christ is a state of consciousness that is imbued with love so unending, so unconditional, so unimaginably powerful and divine that it literally transforms darkness into light. It makes miracles. And the hope of this kind of transformation on a global human scale is really something worth journeying for, I think. And that journey takes courage. It takes work, oftentimes. It takes the gumption to confront darkness and do something to transform it. For the ancient Druids and Celtic peoples, the forest was their cathedral of holiness. Each tree held its own kind of power to represent the constant forces of life. Amidst an ever-changing world, it can be helpful, really, on this human journey to distinguish what forces are constant. And so for the Druids, these trees were the ones who determined and held together the steady flow of life, the constants within the changes. The oak tree, significant for its towering height and its magnificent strength, was the symbol of long life and wisdom. It was the tree of kings. The stretching of the oak's mighty branches over the lesser trees of the forest was its way of protecting the whole. The oak was the king of fertility and growth, and so governed the season of light and warmth. He ruled alongside the Mother Earth as the crops and flowers and animals flourished in the summer sun. The Oak King and the Holly King are twin brothers. Each represents the missing half of the other. They are one, but they are not necessarily the same. They are yin and yang. The Oak King is light, knowledge, and the comfort of the known world, whereas the Holly King is mystery, the unknown, the realm of deep psyche, which flourishes in the dreams that grow in the sleep of night. When one king reaches up, the other declines. A constant cosmic dance of the cycles of existing in this earthly realm. At the summer solstice, the brightest moment of the year, the Oak King is slain by the Holly King, the Dark King representing the decline of the sun and the return of the world into this dormancy, into darkness. From that day onward, the year is dying. The evergreen nature of the holly is particularly significant in the winter months, when the leaves drop from the great oak and strip it barren to the icy winds. The holly is still fully cloaked in its coat of sharp, thorny green leaves. Thus, the holly tree represents immortality and victory beyond death. It exists even in the darkness beyond it. At winter solstice, the Oak King rises once again from slumber and slays the Holly King. Now, with the Oak King once more in reign, there will be the guarantee of the fertility of the growing year, the promise of days getting longer and longer, and the knowledge that the forests will once again flourish and be filled with the rustling of leaves on the trees. And the companion of the oak tree, the robin, will show herself to let us know that spring is coming. And it's so true that while one side of us thrives, the other might shrink a bit. While our hope, love, faith, and joy thrive, the presence of ego really does fade. And you get to choose how you would like to foster the presence of light in your life. You get to be the one to cultivate it in your own way by feeding it your joy, hope, faith, or passion. You are the artist of your life, and light is your medium. So let's now journey into our inner world so that together we can celebrate our light. I think it would be a wonderful thing to set an intention for any personal inner transformation we might like to hone in on in our lives right now. So we'll capitalize on the beautiful energy of the solstice and welcome in the light together with our guided meditation. You can go ahead and take a moment to get nice and relaxed in a quiet, comfortable space. And right after these messages, we will begin.
Hi, this is Mary Kay with Illumined Path Life Coaching, providing you with coaching services to help you create the life you desire and achieve your goals. Learn what to do when a block comes up and how to clear it quickly. Have fun while you create the life you desire. Check out illuminedpath.com. That's ILLUMINEDPATH.com. Click on Coaching Services and fill out the form. Mention Sarah's show for a special discount. Illumined Path Life Coaching, lighting the path to get you where you want to go.
Hi, Sarah Hall here. I'm offering you a wonderful new opportunity to expose your business to my audience. Email the Bring Me to Life team at ads@sarahhall.com and let us know if you'd be interested in this special offer. You can feel great about supporting a message you believe in while bringing your own services to light. Again, email us at ads@sarahhall.com for more details.
And now you can go ahead and lay back, closing your eyes and taking in a nice, long, deep, healing breath. Feeling as every muscle and joint in your body melts into softness. Breathing into the support of the earth around you. The angels are surrounding you in a circle of healing light, channeling beautiful white and golden energy deep into every chakra of your energy body all at once. As you inhale, draw this golden white light in through the top of your head at the crown chakra, feeling it entering through the third eye, through the throat, the heart, the belly at the solar plexus, down into the low belly at the sacral chakra, and into the root at the tailbone. As if your spirit is opening and blossoming to the angels. The cocoon splitting open as you breathe in life and presence. The angel's light has now surrounded you in a sparkling blanket. You can feel, as you breathe deeply, that this light is carrying you upward, lifting you into the realm of spirit. The angels are holding you, carrying you as you float and move through a doorway of light in the spirit world. Breathing deeply, feel as you move through the doorway of light out into a resplendently beautiful forest. The trees are glowing with light. The night sky shines above with 1,000 diamond-like stars. Step upon the soft green path and walk, allowing the angels to guide you. Today, they are taking us to the realm of the evergreen tree, to merge with its spirit, to feel its energy. As we approach the evergreen tree in its glade in the forest, a beautiful sensation begins to come over you. You can smell the beautiful scent, sharp and sweet in the air. You can feel an immediate sensation of being sheltered, safe, and in the presence of something ancient. Breathe deeply, integrating with this energy, allowing yourself to become one with it. And as you approach the tree, the angels are guiding you towards a doorway within its trunk, moving past its lush, fertile green branches, We can see the doorway of light shining and shining. Step towards it. Feel its light and warmth. With your next deep inhale, walk through the doorway into the evergreen spirit. Within, there is a beautiful shift of energy occurring. Your spirit lightening, softening, merging with the pure stillness and fertility that is here. All is calm and sweet. The evergreen's energy shines in a deep, beautiful green color that circulates around you like a womb. Breathe this green light in, feeling every particle of your soul sparkling in its transformational, rejuvenating energy. With your next deep breath, you can feel yourself beginning to move upward, floating through the trunk of the tree, as if floating through a pyramid up to its apex. And at the top of the tree, the top of the pyramid, there is a finely shining light, a beautiful glittering piece of light that looks like a star. Move into the star, merge with it, breathing deeply, feeling it lifting you into the heavens, where here you glitter among many, many stars, many sources of light, shining with eternal eyes. In this quiet, still, and magical space, you are able to hear and feel the movement of the flow of all life. Breathe and observe, noticing the harmony of it all. In this space, we are one with this harmony. And the Creator within you holds great power and potential. This space is the canvas and you are the painter. And so here the angels invite you to breathe deeply and think within your heart of an intention, a wish that you hold, something that you would like to help manifest the anchoring of light in your own soul, in your life experiences. And you can imagine that wish or desire suddenly becoming like a beautiful, fluttering ball of light, like a little butterfly inside a globe, fluttering and floating right out of your heart. Breathe deeply and watch this. as the butterfly's wings stretch outside of the little sphere of light, breaking through, becoming big and bright and strong, and you can feel her light spinning and spinning around you, big and powerful as your wish is manifested, as your dream comes true. Merge with this spiritual presence. Feel yourself becoming one with this butterfly, with this spiritual presence of your wish fulfilled. And ride that energy down, breathing deeply as you feel yourself cascading back down to the earth, all the way down. And when you are ready, placing your toes, your feet bare upon the earth once again. Having merged with the energy of your wish completely fulfilled. What does that feel like? Allow the fulfillment to spread throughout your feeling nature. Breathing as it bubbles through your chest and your heart chakra. And exhaling as the emotion wraps down your spine in a spiraling pattern all the way out through the root chakra, becoming physical manifestation. Feel your own energy pulsing down the spine, breathing in deeply to gather it into your root chakra. And exhaling as the light rushes out through the legs and through the feet, creating roots deep into the earth. You are so present, so alive, so aware, so awake. With one more deep breath, we are going to completely re-merge with our physical presence. Breathing into the body, feeling the fingertips and the arms and the toes coming alive. Feeling the legs shining with light. And we'll take just one last deep breath here, breathing in. Exhaling out through the extremities and opening the eyes. Beautiful. Thank you so much for that moment together. It always feels so good to meditate with all of you in a group. So we will now begin to accept your calls and your texts. You can call in or text us at 1240-979-6366. That's 240-979-6366. Today, we will be working with the Work Your Light Oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell. And it looks like we already have a couple of texts that have come in. So let's go ahead and go to our first reading for the day. This reading request comes to us from Mary. She is wondering if we could get some guidance for her regarding romance. Thank you, Mary, so much for your question. I am tuning into your energy right now with the help of the angels. You have Archangel Gabriel around you, Mary. Archangel Gabriel is a messenger angel, one who guides those who are drawn to communicate or being guided to communicate in their lives. And she's also telling us that you are a nurturer and that you are someone who is meant to nurture others, whether that's nurturing simply the people that are closest or even translates to eventual parenthood, something like this. Just a sense of you're a nurturer and that nurturing power is entering into your energy with regard to the spiritual work. So I'm going to turn over our cards and see what the angels are showing us. First thing that they're telling us, even before I look at the cards, they're butting in and saying, well, we see that things have maybe seemed a little bit dry in the realm of romance and that kind of thing. Maybe things have felt a little bit as if, where is my prince or princess charming? Where is this, soulmate that's supposed to come in kind of thing that I'm getting. And the angels are showing us an image of you, and this is an interesting image of you sitting at the mouth of a cave on top of a cliff, and you're overlooking everything and waiting for this person to arrive. And the angels are saying it's time to move out into the world. It's safe to descend the mountain. It's safe to leave the cave. It's safe to leave your comfort zone, in other words. It's safe to get out into the world and to begin expressing yourself in a way that is maybe a little bit different. And we have this sense that your soulmate awakens to that call, in a sense that your soulmate is ready for commitment at the feeling of your presence emerging from the inner cave, emerging from any past fears or past hurts with regard to romance. So that's really good. It's time to take some kind of action. So let's look at our cards. Okay, our first card is coming in from, we've got the Get Grounded card. Get grounded. So the Get Grounded card is telling us that it is very important for you to ground yourself into action. You are highly sensitive. We know that. So that's why the angels showed us an image of you in the cave retreating. But it's time to get grounded. It's time to use your sensitivity to merge with the world, to be part of the world, and to not fear your sensitivity, to connect with people, taking action steps. The angels are showing us an image of friendships that feel like they're really, rushing around you, friendships coming to you. That feels really good. It feels good to spend time with friendship, either that you'll meet a soulmate there or that your soulmate is already in your life, and that, something about connecting socially inspires a change there. Our second card is the Share Your Voice card. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh my gosh, all of these cards have the same theme. This is so funny. And literally, I almost never look at the little descriptions, Mary, that are shown at the bottom of the card or on the back of the card. Sometimes they'll have a little description, but this one just caught my eye, and it's so crazy because the angels just showed us the same image. The description says, "Come out of the cave." Can you believe it? So share your voice. This is, again, it's a card about coming out of the closet, whether that is, I need to show who I truly am. I need to be myself. I need to get out and mingle in the world a little bit more. I need to speak my truth, because that's going to inspire the calling in of your soulmate to recognize you, feel you, understand you, and be drawn to committing to you and that kind of thing. Speak loud and clear. Show who you truly are. That's the force that brings us in. The third and final card is the Age of Light card. The Age of Light. So this is a card that shows that the age of light, or the age of union with your soulmate, the age of commitment, the age of partnership is dawning, and almost a sense that it was planned, that your soul planned for it. Your soul is ready for it. So that's what your guides want you to know. Get ready for the age of your soulmate, divine timing to come in and bring this person into your life. You have been preparing for it through the life lessons that have been coming to you, and your soulmate feels that on their end of the energy that already connects the two of you. So you are transforming together. You're getting ready for commitment together. The two of you are growing together. Be patient and trust in divine timing. I love that. Thank you so much, Mary, for your request. It looks as if we have a caller on. So let's go ahead to our caller. Hi, caller. You're now on the air. If you could just share your name with us and maybe where you're calling from.
Hi, Sarah. This is Lee Moore, one of your longtime devotees, and I'm calling from Manhattan, New York City.
Hi, Lee Moore. It's wonderful to connect with you. It's so great to hear from you, as always. I love you so much. How are you?
I'm doing well. I've been under the weather the last week or so, so it's universal timing that I was finally home on a Thursday as opposed to working, and able to connect with your podcast and connect with you today.
Yay! Oh, that's great news. I love that. So what would you like to ask for the angels today? What messages would you be interested in getting from them?
Just looking for any guidance on physical and emotional healing, like specifically with regards to my relationship with substances and anger and sadness.
Yes.
Like I've noticed myself drinking over holidays and, a lot of emotion coming up from the past, and wondering if I am self-sabotaging on my healing journey by allowing those patterns to continue. And listening to you and your podcast about the solstice coming up and, this final stage of clearing, I would just love any support and guidance on, what I can do to support myself to clear those old patterns completely.
Yes, yes. Wow, right away, you've got some powerful messages I'm already feeling coming in from your guides. And they want you to know that the timing is amazing. This is amazing divine timing to be connecting with the intention to make some kind of a shift in this area. You do have Archangel Raphael with us right now. He's here, and he says that he's been really watching over you on this journey. And he wants to describe for us something that's very important for all of us to know. He says that, when any of us have a craving, for something that, maybe we use to cope with feelings in life, and it triggers emotional cycles and patterns, addictions, as it were. This is actually a cornerstone of human experience. Almost all of us experience this, whether it's an addiction to a substance, or if it's a thought process, or if it's a behavior, or whatever it might be. We all get these kinds of things sometimes, and it's a big part of self-discovery. Archangel Raphael is telling us. He says, when there is addiction, whether it's mild, whether it's severe, no matter what form it comes in, when there is something like this going on, it is for this reason, because there is something that we aren't looking at within ourselves. There's something that we're avoiding looking at within the inner self. Something that, in some way we're saying, I don't want to see that right now. I don't want to look at that part of me, that kind of thing. So what we do when we have something like that, whether, again, in your case, whether it's, alcohol, or whether it's for someone else, sugar, or whether it's for someone else, caffeine, or whether it's for someone else, their work, it just depends on the person. These things are all things that are here, for a reason, and we must honor what's going on. We must pay attention to these habitual modes of hiding from the self, from self-knowledge, from covering up something within us that we don't want to see again. So the angels are saying that for you, yes, you have immense power. There's a lot of healing power that I see, a lot. Specifically, I'm seeing Archangel Raphael pointing to your heart. And he says that you have the ability to be an amazing healer of the heart by first healing your own heart. As you heal your own heart first, then you'll find yourself being, oh gosh, it just feels so strong. I've got these tingles going down my arms. So strong in being able to guide other people to heal their hearts. Sort of like the shaman that's leading other people through their own journey into the unknown and helping them to come up with something that's very, very strong. So, what the angels are telling us right now is that it's very important for us to just simply begin by taking the first baby step by way of embarking on a path of very, very clear self-discovery. And let the self-discovery begin in the areas that feel the least comfortable to look at. Raphael is telling us, and that may seem kind of funny, that may seem a little counterintuitive, may seem not like the most pleasant thing, but he's saying, no, this is where we want to go. Look at the places that feel the most uncomfortable. Look at the moments that make us feel, small. Every human being has a moment where they'll feel limited or weak or, something like this. We know that these are not true, but look these things right in the eye, because it's in doing that, that something very, very powerful happens. And that is that we begin to crack open the barriers of our seeming limitations, the beliefs of what we can and can't do in our consciousness, and transcend them. They're saying right now it's a time of transcendence. And actually, they're telling you, Limor, that for 2019, this is a year of transcendence. So for the cards I pulled for you, this is a beautiful card. The first card that we have is a card that I actually posted on Instagram recently. It's the ever unfolding rose. And what this represents is having your heart just burst open. And that is not always a comfortable thing. That self-knowledge, that looking into the heart, or sometimes purging out, any old pain that we looked at in the past or observed in ourselves. And then, moving through the difficulty of the purge so that we can become pure, so that we can go to the heart of the heart, to the core of the heart, where there's a doorway to God, where there is this part of you that is this constant, pure, shining beacon of nothing but light, pure light. And then your second card is the transformation card. Okay, so once again, the angels are just echoing what they already showed us with the cards, because they said 2019 for you is a year of transcending things. So yeah, things are changing for you. They're changing at all levels of being. They're even changing for you at a cellular level. So that sense of cellular healing, actually, the angels are saying, is maybe very strongly actually already playing a part, a role in you thinking, maybe I want to do away with, drinking and things like that in my life. Maybe I want to, really shift something in my diet. You might start getting really strong feelings around doing that kind of thing, because even your body is being affected by this desire to go forward. So the angels are saying it's safe to take your foot off the brake pedal, because they're showing us that your foot was on the brake and on the gas at the same time in terms of becoming a healer. And it's safe to take the foot off the brake and let yourself gently and very slowly, gradually move forward as a healer, even though becoming a healer, sometimes moving through those inner rites of passage, again, is not easy, not comfortable, but it's powerful. Your final card is trust your path. Trust your path. So that means that you're very, very supported. And of course that, there is a divine timing for all of this. You are, they're showing us an image of you rising like a phoenix, and there's this sense of flowering that comes out of it. So, wow, is that ever a big message for you, Limor? Any questions on that so far? I know they gave us a lot.
Yeah, I'm totally connecting with the themes of all of the cards. I was just wondering if there's anything specific that, to shift or change, around the solstice or the coming year, or if I just keep going as I have been.
Oh gosh, there is something very specific. I'm seeing Archangel Raphael saying it's very obvious. He's saying it's sitting right in our lap. Raphael is saying a vow of sobriety of some kind, or an intention of complete, 100% sobriety, and making that an eternal thing, kind of like an indefinite, kind of thing. And then just watching what that feels like. Watching what it feels like to see your emotions start to change, to see your thought cycles start to change, and see, how your body starts to change. Sometimes even if we consider ourselves like a social drinker and there's a glass of wine at the party, or, whatever, it makes such a huge difference, such a shocking difference when suddenly there's none of that in our system at all anymore, that it's like it's like a breakthrough.
I'm sorry, Sarah. Yeah, yes. I'm a social drinker, and it's just been affecting me emotionally in such a negative way.
Yes. So it's time. It's time to move beyond it, because you're very sensitive. Again, you've got this high energy that's ready to get to a very, very spiritual kind of vibration, because you're a healer. So it's time to do without those things and see what life feels like. So that's your goal. I love that.
Okay. Thank you for that.
You are so welcome, my dear. It was absolutely wonderful to talk with you today. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful holiday season coming up. Can't wait to talk to you again soon.
Yeah, it's always so wonderful to connect with you, Sarah. And I'm looking forward to our ancestral healing session on 1/11, on January 11th.
Woohoo! Oh, you picked a good day for it. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. That's going to be wonderful.
I know. I followed you on social media and picked that date purposefully.
Yes. Oh, you're the best. That's so great. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good one. I can't wait. Yay. Well, thank you, Limor. Let's go ahead and see. It looks like we have a few other requests that have come in. Let's go ahead and see who wants to come in. Okay. We've got a little theme going on today, guys. The angels always do this. They'll sometimes send us people who have a theme of similar types of questions, so that we can, all hear guidance that will be for everybody. This, guidance is for everybody. This question comes from Rachel. She is asking the angels, what can she do to stop binge eating? To release binge eating. So right away, Rachel, sorry. I am feeling from the angels a sense that there is anxiety underneath the binge eating. There's this feeling of racing thoughts, or racing kind of feeling that I'm getting, or at least a sense that we want to avoid that state, right? And that's why we use the eating to calm the feelings and that kind of thing. So what the angels want you to do when you start to feel the impetus to, eat more than you need to, is to slow down, because anxiety wants to move really fast. It's this racing thought feeling. And the angels are saying that for you, it's time to begin really, really slowing down. And they're saying that this is so funny, but they're saying this is going to be easier than you think, because the first day and then the first week really will be the hardest. The first day is the hardest day. The first week is, somewhat the most challenging week. And it starts to get easier and easier and easier every single day after that. So long as you start to move very, very slowly around cravings to eat, breathe deeply. And just as we were talking about with Limor a moment ago, be very conscious of how you feel. Notice that the binge eating is a coping mechanism to hide from feelings that you don't want to see, to hide from yourself in some kind of a way. And you can say, you know what? No. I'm going to take a deep breath before I reach for the food and, ask myself, what am I feeling right now? What is it about myself that I really need to see? What mirror do I need to look in this moment? And just breathe. And even if it's only, 5 minutes that you stop and pause and breathe, and then maybe later you'll eat, that's okay. Don't have any guilt around it. Just take a moment to breathe. Take a moment to think. Take a moment to feel your feelings, and then to get very, very still. And Archangel Raphael is here for you too, Rachel, and saying, drink lots of water, breathe very deeply. These are actually two very powerful elements, air and water, for delivering spiritual energy to you. Because if you call on Raphael and then breathe deeply and then drink water, he'll be able to deliver beautiful waves of powerful spiritual healing energy to you. And then just, start to gravitate towards asking your body and asking your heart, what foods do I really want in this moment? What foods would be best for me? You might be surprised by the answer. Raphael is telling us that your food actually is craving food medicine. So whether that's, a fresh, herb of some kind, or a berry or a vegetable, listen to what it says. And even if you only incorporate a little bit into it, start bringing that in. I'm feeling the color red coming through really strong. I'm getting strong red berries, cranberries, pomegranates, these kinds of things, raspberries. Bring in reds right now. And just watch the way that causes your liver to cleanse, Raphael's saying. Watch the way that it allows your gut to cleanse. And these physical changes, aligned with the emotional changes that you'll make by really listening to your feelings and reminding yourself that it's safe to know yourself. It's safe to feel your feelings. It is safe. It is safe. It is safe. The more you input that idea of it is safe, the less that the anxiety can live, because the it is safe is like water pouring into your soul, and the fire of anxiety can't light. It's too damp for it to be there. So bring in that feeling. And the more we do this, the more you'll feel very, very steady, very, very, in control. And that will be important. There is a transformation on the way for you, Rachel. So this is going to be beautiful. Let's squeeze in another one. It looks like we have a question from, oh gosh, we have so many. What should I choose? Okay, here's one. Here is a question from Sean. Sean is asking if he could get a reading on his financial future. He's wondering if there are any new opportunities for him. So Sean, I am first getting a strong message from Archangel Uriel from you. Uriel's right next to you right now. And Uriel is saying, slow and steady wins the race. But at the same time, I feel us really forging ahead very strong. And Uriel has a big smile on his face because he knows that you are headed towards this very vibrant, powerful new path. There's a sense that there shouldn't be, strong moments of stagnation with regard to financial opportunities as we head into 2019. And 2020 actually feels even better than 2019. So this is why he's kind of telling us to be patient and stay the course throughout 2019. You're steadily growing. You're steadily making beautiful progress and that kind of thing. But watch for how that becomes a bridge this year, and all the opportunities that you see will become a bridge that will very powerfully progress you into the energy of 2020. Particularly, the angels are saying that it looks as if you've already received guidance. You've already received guidance or big inspired messages by way of the repeated thoughts that come into your mind for your career, for your life purpose, these kinds of things. So follow those ideas. Follow the big ideas. I feel an idea that seems somewhat simple. If there's a simplified version of some, inspiration that you've had recently, follow that. The angels are saying it's really important to do this. I pulled a card for you as well, Sean, and it's the boundaries card. So the boundaries card is saying that if you can establish really high boundaries, whether it's with people who want to distract from your time and your energy and your resources, or whether it's even your own, lifestyle habits that can sometimes distract from, putting your energy and your time into doing something good, then go ahead and create some really high, healthy boundaries going into the new year, because that's going to really, again, hone your time. This is the year of boots on the ground work for you. We're working steadily. It feels like you worked very steadily through 2018 too, but 2019 is another wonderful year for building a foundation. It's as if we've got the foundation of the house built and we're about to put up the framing of the walls and that kind of thing. And then pretty soon we're filling everything else in and it looks beautiful. And the angels are calling it like a house, like building a house, because it stands for a long time. So the opportunities that you will capitalize on, the ideas that you will go forth with. And again, they're saying actually be very self-led with these things. Don't wait for someone else. Go ahead and start, today, do your own independent thing. These last for a long time. They are fruit trees that bear fruit for many, many years. It looks like we have another caller on. So, okay, we're going to squeeze in one more caller, guys. Hello, caller. You're on now. If you could just let us know your name and maybe where you're calling from today.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello? Hi, can you
Hello.
hear me, Sarah?
Yes, I can. You're on the air. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for taking my call. I appreciate it. My name is Maria. I'm calling from New York. My question is, Sarah, it's been quite a year, and I'm curious as to what the angels can say to me. I've been very conflicted because earlier this year I had a chance meeting with someone that kind of I was very drawn to. I've only met him or seen him a couple of times, and for some reason in my entire life I've never felt so drawn to this particular individual, and I don't have contact with this person, and we follow each other on social media at best. I'm just wondering if there's any type of spiritual connection there, or what is happening there.
Yes. So right away, you've got Archangel Raziel with us right now, saying that this relationship is actually a past life relationship. The strong feeling of connection, of chemistry. It's almost like, to me, when I feel it, it's like this mysterious feeling of chemistry. Like, why are you so powerful? Wow, it's so powerful.
Right.
That energy is saying to you, I've known this person before. I've known this person, and I've known this person beyond this world. There's a sense of our souls were connected, beyond just the human earthly life that we have lived. This person feels like, even if they don't have the same, outlook where they would be able to recognize, oh, my past life soulmate kind of thing, they still would probably be able to feel a little something from this connection. And actually, I feel that this person's a little less sensitive than you are to energy, so you've probably recognized this energy first. But this person, if given the chance, would probably recognize that same energy, would probably recognize that same sense of chemistry. The angels are saying that you will be able to see the path ahead as to what is meant to come about with regard to the relationship. You will see that. The angels are saying to keep it light as you begin. So now, even though you're not in communication, if you ever get the opportunity to, or you ever end up reaching out and communicating, let it be light. The first card is the play card. So playfulness, fun, celebration. Don't take it too seriously. Just let it be, because that energy of playfulness, of lightness, of just letting it be, it allows you to be more open. The more open you are to all the possibilities, the less we kind of squeeze the potential of this relationship through, some, narrow keyhole of expectation kind of thing. So have no expectations is what the angels want to tell us right now. Because in doing so, you're actually opening the door to being able to get to know this person potentially, if you like to approach this person. The next card that we have is the Inner Temple card. The Inner Temple, that's beautiful. So that is definitely a card of spiritual connection. That is telling us right away that, okay, yes, Angels want to affirm to you, there's a soul connection here. We have many soulmates throughout our lifetimes, many soulmates, soulmates with many purposes. Some of them are romantic, some of them are not. Some of them are your mother, some of them are your child, some of them are the stranger that you met on the street. It's just the definition of soulmate is somebody who you meet who is here to catalyze some kind of spiritual shift or change. So the angels are saying that there is a purpose to this being here. And again, just be very open, have no sense of strong attachment or expectation for this to need to be something. This is someone with very different sensibilities than you have. Again, maybe different sensitivity when it comes to spiritual energy. So the one thing that maybe we can sort of be open to is the idea that, okay, maybe they might not sense all of the energy right away. But that doesn't mean that there can't be a connection. The final card is I like this card a lot. It's the don't dim to fit in card. This says don't dim your light kind of thing. Don't dim your light. So it's okay to reach out. This right away says you don't have to hide and, just for the sake of, normalcy or whatever, not approach them because you don't already know them. You can, if you want to, you can speak, you can reach out and just let there be, some kind of little something, opening the door. Yeah. I think that would be a good course of action in the future, and then just see what happens from there. The angels really don't want you to have strong expectations because that's how you'll learn from this situation. The learning is in the openness, they say.
Okay. That sounds kind of like how I've been feeling lately. Like maybe I should take a little bit of a step back and kind of let go of control of the whole thought. And our minds tend to build and create certain scenarios where it's like, does this mean something? I guess I should kind of like just release all that pressure. And it is validation of kind of going into the new year. I don't want to have like those high expectations. Just kind of let things flow and allow.
Yes. And I'm actually just heard the angels just almost like they yelled it because it was so strong a message. They said divine timing. It's going, it's all coming in divine timing. So yes, we'll trust that this is all working out how it's supposed to.
Perfect, Sarah. Thank you very much. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You too, Maria. It was wonderful to hear from you. Bye-bye.
Have a wonderful holiday. Happy New Year. Bye-bye now.
You too. Bye-bye. All right. Well, thank you so much for everybody who called and texted in. One of these days, we're going to do a long session to where we'll just get to everybody because I always want to answer everybody's texts and everybody's calls. But now that we're at the end of the show, I just wanted to thank you so much for listening. And of course, remember, I'll be live on the Bring Me to Life Network every month, bringing you our spiritual discussions and angel messages. So you can mark your calendars for Thursday, January 17th at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, or 4:30 p.m. GMT for our next show, which is going to be on the dream world. I'm very excited for that. All of our podcasts are recorded and available to listen to on Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Spreaker, and Stitcher. I'll be posting the YouTube links for the podcast on my social media pages if you'd like to listen in again or share with a friend. And you can keep in touch with me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And if you'd like to connect with me for a private reading or a spiritual coaching or healing session, or of course to get a holiday gift card for your loved one to receive a session, you can visit my website at sarahhall.com. That's sarahhall.com. And thank you so much to the Illumined Path for sponsoring this episode today. Do follow the Bring Me to Life Network for more inspiring talk radio and music and so much more. And happy holidays to all of you. I love you all so much. Bye-bye.
Hi, Sarah Hall here. I'm offering you a wonderful new opportunity to expose your business to my audience. Email the Bring Me to Life team at ads@sarahhall.com and let us know if you'd be interested in this special offer. You can feel great about supporting a message you believe in while bringing your own services to light. Again, email us at ads@sarahhall.com for more details.